What up, everybody? Welcome to the Kiona and Kasson podcast. For those of you who are unaware, my name is Adam and I'm the host of the show. Every week, we typically throw together a little rap to get the episode started, but this week, long story short, I don't feel like doing it, so we're not going to do it that way. Instead, I decided to just take this time and thank everybody for watching and welcome any new viewers who may be with us this week. If you are new, we please ask that you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It would definitely be appreciated. The notification bell on the side is completely up to you, as if you didn't know that. This episode we thought was a pretty good show. In fact, when we finished wrapping up this week, me and my brother, who co-hosts the show with me, looked at each other and said, that was a pretty good episode. So we hope that you agree. Hope that you stick around with us. If you think the show is trash and you want to just dog us, hit the comments. And if you want to do the opposite of that, you're welcome to hit the comments as well. Actually, we probably prefer it that way. So we're going to get into the show and hope you all enjoy.
Oh, that's great. Such a great trilogy of movies.
Yeah. Yo, did you know Bad Boys for Life comes out January 17th?
So there's a lot of things actually coming out from movies that were originated in the 90s, I guess.
Well, what are you most excited about?
Okay, so let's get a list, right? So there's Bad Boys, there's Bill and Ted coming out.
Really? They're making it? Damn. Pretty crazy.
Making a Bill. I think that comes out next year. If I am not mistaken, which I might be. Also, next year does mean 2021 now, which is also crazy. Have we talked to them since the new year began?
No, we talked to them just before the new year.
Oh man, that's cool. Happy New Year's, guys.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Hopefully y'all...
Is it New Year or New Year's?
It's New Year because it's only
It is a New Year. It's not New Year's happening at the same time.
Right.
Happy New Year sounds really stupid. Happy New Year. Right.
I always laugh at people when they do it, but I'm like, whatever. I mean, it sounds fine.
Happy New Year's.
Wait, how many has it been since I saw you last?
I guess in that context, that does work.
Yeah.
That does work. I guess, maybe don't be such a dick, right? Maybe you should think about it. Maybe they're thinking about it that way. Maybe they haven't seen me in some years. So these are the new years.
I mean, I guess.
Since the last time we saw each other.
But it's kind of like you can't back wish somebody a good year.
Why not? Maybe you didn't get the chance to see him the last few
hopefully
years.
your last few years were great.
What if they were terrible? Actually, now that you bring it up, motherfucker, I actually been waiting to see you. But no, in terms of the movies that I really want to watch,
yep.
I do know they're making another Ghostbusters.
Friday.
No, Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
So the thing was, they're making the new one with the son of the original writer.
Yeah, this one's gonna be like men, right?
Yeah. It's actually gonna be I don't know about a continuation, a prequel, however they want to put it together, but it will involve the others that were in it before.
Did you know that the girls who did Ghostbusters are salty that they're making another man?
That's what I was just gonna get at. So what's the name of the girl from SNL?
Tina Fey?
No, I think Leslie Jones, is it?
Oh, yeah.
She's super angry that she's like, oh, that they could have included. No, you made a movie that was like a not a spinoff, but like a reboot essentially.
Yeah.
In your own depiction of what you thought it should be, which is fine.
Right.
Cool. I didn't really watch it, didn't really care to
Yeah.
It is what it is. For me, sometimes a classic is a classic.
Agreed.
But regardless of that, I guess she felt a sort of way about it. But no, honestly, this is not. I mean, that's cool. But the movie, this is what the movie was before. I don't see how. Maybe I can understand that they want to be involved, but I don't think it's wrong that they're not.
I think if you're part of not that this is, but if you're part of the Marvel series or DC, for instance, right? They remake something over and over again with different people. So realistically, you guys remade a movie that was made by a different set of people, and now they're remaking it again. So you made your money off it, you got your time, we're good. Everybody's getting their share and getting sufficient amount of time in between.
How
many fucking Superman movies? Batman movies.
Right. But as long as that's the thing. This one is now obviously going to be some of the older roles are going to be is it reprised?
Yeah.
Like a role reprisal? Is that?
Yeah.
I think that's the correct way. If
I'm not a movie executive or anything, but I assume that's probably right.
So, like, I'm not a statistician, but I do know that in the likelihood of one of our only 130 subscribers, nobody is going to be able to tell us if that is the right way or not. Hopefully.
Yeah, maybe.
Prove me wrong. Comment, motherfuckers. But that and so they are making the other Friday.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything about it?
No. I know. I think it's like they completed it. I just don't know when it's supposed to come out.
Okay, so not the Friday. I need to clarify. Not the Friday they made without Ice Cube, right? Didn't they do that?
I have no idea, and I didn't.
Well, no. There wasn't a Friday without Ice Cube. They did not start the movie yet. So maybe if they started it, they haven't gone far because what was happening was
finished it.
No, there's no shooting without because John Witherspoon passed. Yeah. So I think that if they started shooting, that was the thing.
Rest in peace, John Witherspoon.
Yeah, rest in peace, John Witherspoon, man. Rest in peace, Pops.
Yeah, man.
But I think what happened is, so Ice Cube's been talking about it recently, how he's kind of angry with, is it Universal or what's, I forget. I honestly don't know the company, so I don't want to misspeak, which I already have if I didn't. But he was angry that they didn't allow shooting to begin quicker because he said they could have shot what they needed to shoot with John.
Yeah.
But not that they knew he was going to pass, but obviously he was old,
Right.
And he's angry that they didn't allow shooting to happen quicker so that they can have him included in the movie. But I think I've heard since that there will be one, but they're not going to try to somehow include him even though he's not alive. You know what I mean? Like some movies do. I find it to be kind of cheesy.
I would agree. Yeah.
Like in the Fast and the Furious, for Paul Walker, his brother looks fairly similar to him, so they've used him in some sort of capacity.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like that very much either, honestly. But
like these holograms.
Yeah.
Like when Tupac came to Coachella.
Honestly, I don't know why people enjoy that so much. I personally don't think that they should do it. I don't think it needs to be done. Like
it does like it's because it's all stock moves. Is the Tupac?
Yeah, I don't like it.
It's like one of those old are they the Christmas robots, or whatever, like where they've got like 3 or 4 just movements like
they come around and just do a circle.
They all look creepy as fuck and shit. But no, I mean, I guess it's cool. I mean, it was cool probably because it was a surprise. Like, oh shit, Tupac? No,
I don't know.
It's the computer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Computer.
I think it's nasty.
Shall we introduce ourselves?
I mean, I guess allow us to reintroduce ourselves.
Our names are not Hove
for the 73rd time because it's the 73rd episode of the Kiona and Kasson podcast. Welcome back. I'm your host Adam here with my brother Osama. The human air horn.
So obviously they know that we're trying to get sound going, and we've had some success with a whole bunch of failure afterward.
Yeah.
So if we can only figure that out, again, one of our subscribers, let us know.
Yeah, because one of them apparently didn't like it and just completely.
Yeah, they were like, "Nah, we out." That's gonna be a big no for me, dog. No, so obviously, when we get sound, I won't have to make these stupid sound effects. But until then,
yeah, it'll probably sound better too. It won't sound like that,
like a dying dolphin and shit.
Like your fucking smoke alarm just won't stop going off.
Yeah, that's never a good thing, actually.
No. But I mean,
you ever been woke up by the smoke alarm? Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Like from a nap in the middle of the day?
Yeah, like one of the batteries starts dying. And all of them go off in the house. And it's like, God damn it, what is all this beeping?
That's because they're all connected, right? How the fuck is that even a thing?
I don't know.
I guess if one goes off, they all go off. that makes sense. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe they should all go off if one does, because you don't want to alert just that room. Hopefully, everybody
No, I mean,
around you.
I agree, but like,
And we didn't even finish. I'm sorry, I didn't let you finish. I'm not good at this.
Oh. I can't do this very well.
I'm not good at this.
Well,
So let's have some enthusiasm. What episode?
yeah, it's just
When I say 7, you say 3.
7 to 3. 7.
That's not how it works.
I took the whole thing. Want it all.
Dipshit. Dick.
I stole your 3.
You know what I say a lot in my head is like, Napoleon, let me get some of your tots. No, I haven't eaten anything all day. And dude fucking kick. Like, I don't know why those two lines go off in my head. Like, I don't know if it's like,
Because I haven't eaten all day.
I don't know if I've had tater tots on my mind quite, often lately, or if it's just because I find like Napoleon, like maybe I don't know. Maybe somebody reminds me of Napoleon Dynamite.
That's pretty fucked up if they
No, dude, I really wish I worked with a Napoleon Dynamite. That dude is hilarious.
Yeah.
If that was a guy that I knew, I would find him really funny. I would also want to be like, I would only want to participate in his like life, the scenarios that took place.
Is it just me, or is that usually like the population that I expect most small towns to be like?
with like Uncle Rico and shit.
Yeah, and just like just the way their whole like school is set up and like the way everybody behaves there.
It's a really
It's
weird.
really
It's
strange.
weird, right?
Yeah.
Like, dude ran down a road to try to make his prom date and shit, and then he pulled up to his prom date in a fucking like a real like low-ridered out fucking car with some
Oh yeah, it was
Mexican
Pedro's
girls in it.
brothers.
Pedro's brothers, dude. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's just great.
It's such a good movie. I could throw a football over that mountain, and then proceeded to take dude's steak and throw it across the street
And hit Napoleon in the face.
Napoleon straight in the face with Pedro riding on the fucking pegs, which is even funnier. Yo, if you've ever if you were ever riding on a bike, right? Have you ever? I'm sure you have, because a lot of hilarious things happen to you around bikes. But
I wouldn't say a lot of
have you
hilarious things, but
outside looking in, sir? Have you ever?
outside looking.
It's hilarious. No, have you ever been on the pegs, right? And then the person that you are riding with, that is obviously in control of the bike,
Right,
fucks up, and like you both fall off, like
whipping his ass.
like not even like, or like he fucks up just so, like, but he knows, right, when something's gonna happen. You just be back there, just like riding along for the ride, like. This is great, right? You don't got to do nothing. It's like the first time you were ever chauffeured without being chauffeured.
Yeah.
By the way, being the person that has to ride the person is like terrible. Like,
You got to trust the person who's in control.
no, dude, fuck that. I don't want to be. I don't ever want to have to ride with somebody.
I don't know. I mean, obviously this is like never gonna happen again. I'm 30 years old now. I'm not riding on anybody's
Dude,
pegs.
I don't. But dude, remember, we said that, and then like some years back, we had that little fucking trick bike that was our only form of transportation. But like the tires were, because we were 400 pounds collectively.
Yeah. Yeah, one time I think I had the chain pop off in the middle of the street. I was like, "Fuck!" That's not a good. thing
Yo,
to
when
go
you've
on.
had to ride your bike to work, people don't understand when I say I hate riding bikes. Like I don't want to ride a bike.
I mean,
it's not my thing.
I appreciated it more than walking because I've done it both ways. But like taking a bike to work is definitely it's terrible because then you're like fucking sweaty and shit, and you have the whole rest of the day ahead of you to go. That's like the worst thing.
Dude, like, yeah, that I can't describe it any other way than like pretty fucking terrible.
And I know when I'm driving and other bike riders are in my way, I really hate it. I think we've discussed this before. As you might remember, Dave is also a bike rider, right?
Almost exclusively.
And like, okay, I understand like liking to ride a bike, but
No,
get the fuck out of my way when I'm driving.
That's my
problem.
my first and literally only complaint. I don't understand you liking to ride a bike.
Yeah, I mean now that like it's been 14 years since I started driving,
especially in Chicago, there's no hills. It's not fun.
No.
Only hills are made by little bridges. That
There's like
go
the
over stupid
threat
river
of
with.
death every time you're on a bike because the fucking traffic is not smart.
Dude, I've got.
I know that from being in a car, so being on a bike is probably way less
Listen,
desirable.
when you've had to ride the bike to work, right? Work 8 hours, and then, well, actually, I'll take that back. It's like 9 hours because retail is like 9-hour shifts, right? And then 1 hour, you get an hour lunch. You'd be like, I don't want this hour lunch.
Dude, hour lunch is the most.
It's great if you don't.
It's fucked up because then you want me to stay here for this hour, but you're like, I'm not going to pay you for it, and you have to take it sometime in the middle of your day. Like, what the fuck is that?
Dude, I just hate being scheduled for lunch. Like, no, fuck you, dude. I'm not hungry yet. I'm gonna take lunch when I'm hungry, and that's when it is. Like,
right.
You used to get in trouble for not taking your lunch. But no, so retail is terrible, and that's a whole nother topic. But like after working those stupid hours, and their shifts be terrible. Like if you don't work a morning shift, I remember being like 10 to 7, which is fucking atrocious. Atrocious.
The saga of an inability to pronounce words continues.
Atrocious. I used to be able to speak.
Yeah. Maybe.
And then there'd be like 11 to 8, 12 to 9, and the worst was like 2 to 11.
Yeah.
Because what the fuck can you do before 2 o'clock?
Dude, I used to work all those shifts in a week. Dude, that's why I fucking hated retail.
That retail is probably the worst of all the like. I don't understand how people can just like dig their feet in and do it.
I'm gonna stay here forever.
Like no, I'm not gonna do this.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. Like no disrespect. I've done it a lot. Like I've done those jobs plenty. Believe me, I am not. And you're aware. I'm just not interested.
Yeah.
Much like how uninterested I am in riding a bike.
The only thing I would do in retail store as a career in a retail store is like at Dominic's, for instance, we had a pharmacy in there, right? The pharmacy manager, who literally I never saw do anything but just talk to people about
the pharmacy manager the pharmacist, or is the pharmacist?
He's like probably the lead pharmacist. Usually there's like one or two pharmacists.
Is the pharmacy tech and then the pharmacist, then is he the manager as well?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. But he was making like 130 a year.
Yeah, they make some decent.
And I literally have not seen him do work. He would talk to people. I would sit there and bullshit with him all day.
It's a lot of school though.
Well, I mean,
it's a lot of school.
It's not as bad.
It's like 8 years or some shit.
I don't think so. I think it was 6.
I believe that's a lie, sir. I think you have to go after.
Well, we don't know anything.
I believe it's. I think it's 4 more after actual bachelor, but I don't know if they consider undergrad or masters and then that.
I'm pretty sure it's just.
You got to learn a lot. You have to know
6 years.
dosages and shit like that. You got to learn a lot of shit.
Masters. Then you get your doctorate.
He was so greedy with degrees. He took my degrees. Little Kanye college dropout throwback. Yeah, so bikes, man. Like I know we keep going back and forth, but dude, like as a man, they just don't seem to like. Why would I want to ride something that like literally hurts my dick?
Yeah, I don't know why they don't put better seats on a bike.
I feel like I would have. Okay, so I think maybe banana seats are kind of like because they're wide.
No.
It's like a chair almost. The best.
The only way I'm getting on a bike now is if I fucking customize the chair and I take like a computer chair's ass and put it there.
The best seats were in the 3-wheelers, like where you fucking sit down with the big wheels, fucking the big wheels, right? Like it was literally.
Those were the shit, honestly.
Hilarious.
What was the show?
They should have those for children. I mean, I think they do have them for adults.
What was that Bobby's World where he was riding around on a fucking big wheel?
Bobby's World is a great fucking show.
That was the theme, right? Like he was on a fucking
in the beginning.
Yeah.
I think in Robin Big with Rob Dyrdek, they had adult size big wheels, which is awesome. I want one.
That is awesome.
They are awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, they do have those ones that you can like do you can do like drifting around parking lots with. They're like super small. Yeah. You should look into those. Little KKP drift session. Hopefully not into walls.
That's a lot cheaper than getting like a motorized vehicle and branding it. We can just get a couple KKP themed.
Where the fuck are we going to ride those?
I don't know.
We made fun of the fact that Chicago implemented those dumb scooters all summer long last year. Like that was maybe the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like
yeah. They were
I literally would see like 7, 10, 15 all falling on the ground like in a row.
Yeah.
Like nobody wants these. Somebody in the streets.
Yeah, for real. People just leave them wherever the fuck they're
It's
at.
hilarious. I'm done.
Would
Would like their time ends like literally in the middle of like a fucking crosswalk? They
it just
drop
locks up the electricity?
Okay.
Hell yeah, I would drop it and leave it there too. What the fuck?
Like I think they were finding them in like the river. Like people were throwing them in the river.
What the fuck?
There was a house
People are the worst.
Dude, people are terrible. There was a house I seen right not too far from here, and me and Vivi were driving past it. And it's like a 2-flat, and it had a for sale sign. And I look out front, and there's at least 15 fucking scooters. I was like, that's why it's for sale.
Yeah.
Because it's a scooter place that people put them all. Like, why the fuck would they do that?
It's a return kiosk.
It was so ugly.
Yeah.
So ugly. And then people don't do anything they're supposed to do on them. They fly in them on the sidewalk.
Yep.
Dude, somebody comes out of a fucking a business, and you smack them. Dude, you're all going to be very hurt.
Yeah.
I think somebody died in, like, Europe.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
How fast are those fucking things?
Not slow. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I guess.
I think 10 miles an hour is quick enough to fuck yourself up if you hit another person.
I still want to get a Segway one day.
Oh, for a second, I was like, we do that all the time.
No.
The dumb things that like that President Bush fell on.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are pretty funny. I've never been on one. You?
No, never in my life. But
it just always looks funny because they're like always tilted forward going. It's like.
Well, then like those little fucking hoverboards that kids use.
Hoverboards are
I'm not
hilarious.
good at that at all.
You've got on one?
Yeah, I got on one before, and I was not.
Fall?
Not in fall, but like, I just basically had to step off it a few times, and then I was like, "Fuck this thing." So
there's that footage of Mike Tyson falling on one. He was because that dude is like a dense piece of muscle essentially.
Yeah.
Like he hit that ground so hard, but it looked like he didn't. It looked like the floor hurt. He just was like, "Ugh, all right," Back to his.
We were watching some UFC thing. I forgot who was fighting, but the guy who won, Tyson was like in his corner with him, right? An MMA thing. And he was trying to put the belt on him, and he had no idea how to put the belt up, like over his waist. I was like, it's because his big ass couldn't put. He could never wear a fucking belt around his waist, like
Stone Cold it.
Yeah, pretty much, right over the shoulder, and that's what ended up happening. He just threw it over his shoulder and walked away. But he has this crazy white beard going on right now.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like very. He looks like what? Like the God of War.
It's like if you like took my size beard and made it white.
They should make a Mike Tyson superhero game where like he just uses his boxing skills to fight around the world.
Yeah.
Like, I got to get this free these children. I got to go box. Mike, you can't do it. I can do anything I want.
Well, they kind of already have like in Mortal Kombat, right? They made those movies, and that's essentially Jax, right? Then you're a boxer.
Yeah, but I would be more afraid of Mike Tyson than Jax.
Well, I mean, yeah, me too, probably. Well, no, I don't know.
I mean, I know he's got the metal arm, but you got to be strong enough to throw that shit, right?
Imagine, you got that size of an arm for a reason, right?
I forget the reason, but I don't think it was because he was working out a lot.
Maybe not. I went to go get my fucking license renewed, right? First of all, never get your license. You still haven't done that, have you?
About that.
I didn't realize that like it was a day that is still part of winter break. So kids and teachers are all out of school, and they have to go get those things done before school comes back, and they go and take their fucking tests. And literally the line was out the fucking door at 9 o'clock in the morning. I was like, dude, it's the DMV.
How long were you there?
Actually, it didn't end up being too bad. I ended up being there like 2 hours and 15 minutes or so, which is it's not horrible for the DMV, honestly.
That's such a long time, dude.
It's
like
terrible.
2 hours and 15 minutes of your day to do anything that isn't like, dude, why does it move so slow?
Yeah, I don't know. And then, so like, mind you, okay, I consider myself a mildly vain person, right? And they go take your picture, and mind you, I have this picture for 5 years in my wallet, right? And this is like representative of me. And these motherfuckers they're like, okay, you're gonna look here, and then they just snap
They
a
don't
picture.
tell you shit.
As long as your eyes are open, they take the picture and they don't let you have another one. And I'm like, bro, can I see what you're doing here? Like, he's like, nope, just go ahead and pay over there. And I'm like,
I'd like to see
know.
what can we take another one? Do we got a couple of chat?
And-
what different pose?
and like I didn't realize it. I was outside waiting, and it's windy as fuck. Even today, it's really windy.
Your hair was fucked up.
Yeah, like looking goofy as fuck. I was like, damn it.
Oh, that's your luck right there, man.
It's fine.
Yeah, I got to do that. I'm not looking forward to it. Probably in the next week or so, I'm going to go.
That's like the one service at the DMV that didn't go up in price.
Did you have to take a test?
No. Hell no.
I might have to.
There's got to be, I think you get like, I have no idea what time frame is, honestly. I was going to say a year, but she was like, no, you can renew up to a year early. I don't know what happens when it's been a certain, like an extended period of time since it expired.
I hope I don't have to take the test.
You might have to.
Yo, the most hilarious thing would be to make an adult go and do the fucking
the driver's
test. I say that, but if they did do it, I would not be laughing.
Definitely
like, dude,
not.
you better not fucking fail me. I'm gonna drive with one hand like I normally do. All right, I'm
like, you know how different this is than when I was 16. Like,
dude, all the habits that I was supposed to develop, they were gone right after I fucking got my license. That's
right. I haven't fucking held the wheel 10 and 2 in years.
And I heard that it's 9 and 3. We were always told 10 and 2.
So 9 and 3, like.
Yeah, we were always told 10 and 2 when we were younger.
Yeah.
Nobody seems to remember that. I was like, what are you talking about? Everybody
Who the fuck
said
holds
10
the wheel
and 2.
9 and 3?
I guess
it's like a single mom fucking driving.
The fucking white knucklers. Oh! With both fucking hands on the wheel. Yo, those are the people I'm most afraid of on the road is like literally middle-aged mothers with a van. Not a van,
Actually,
van
you know what?
SUV, whatever it is. They literally, and they look like they're race car drivers. They look like they literally get kicks out of driving. And I know this because our mother is one of them. They just sit there and they just grip the wheel as hard as they can. And it's like, oh, yeah. And we just drive.
I really wanted to smack the shit out of somebody on my way here. In fact, they're driving around and like, speeding around in some little fucking Mitsubishi or some shit. And he's not really paying much attention, right? So he like almost hit my car. I stopped and like you hear his brakes screeching back there. And I was like, man, I'm gonna murder this person today. Like, I'm not making it to 73 because I'm gonna be somewhere else. I'm gonna be in 26th
because I killed somebody at 90. Yeah, dude. People are assholes.
No, it wasn't even on 90. Honestly, it was Cumberland.
Oh well, then I don't know what the route that number is for the Illinois.
I don't know either, but
road map.
Yeah. No. But yeah, that was my experience. Yes, or at the DMV recently. What'd you end up doing on New Year's?
New Year's, we just ended up hanging out at one of Vivi's cousins. She threw like a New Year's party at a hall.
Yeah.
It's open bar and like a little buffet. Hung out there for the evening, and when I got home, I went to sleep. That's about it, man. Very uneventful.
Yeah, mine was even less eventful.
I don't need much on New Year's.
Yeah, no, mine was even less eventful.
New Year's.
I was just fucking chilling. I slept at like 10 o'clock. Woke up again at like 11:30. Stayed up till maybe about 1. Didn't drink. I was like, this is and I was like, I'm glad about that because I had the first off, and I didn't want to have like a hangover on my whole day. I literally did nothing that day. It was the greatest time of life.
Well, so. That's good. You got any resolutions? Or I don't know if I don't like to call them resolutions because I think that just
plans.
You
got any new plans?
Like a declaration, maybe, or
I declare bankruptcy.
That's not how that works. I yelled it. But I declared it. He's like, yeah, still, that's nothing. That's nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't. I also don't. I have things that I want to tackle this year, if you will.
Yeah.
But I don't want to like. I'm not making it like, oh shit, this is what this year. Like, this is just a. I think the goal is to do, like mindset changes. Like life. What's the word I was looking for?
I don't know.
It's more along the lines of you should just try to do lifestyle changes, right? Create, instead of like, this is what I'm going to do this year, this is what I'm going to do this year. Like, no, this is from this point on, I'm going to start doing this, eating better as opposed to this year I will diet. Yeah. Like, no, this year you will just eat better. And as you get further into it, you get better at the eating part of it. both in the quality of food and how easy it becomes to just eat better.
Yeah.
There's for me, a big thing I'd like to do is become more productive and efficient. I can sit and I can chill.
Yeah.
And I want to get better at, not provoking myself, but motivating myself, really. I mean, provoke maybe like, you're a bitch, do something, whatever, motherfucker.
In the mirror, like, you suck. Do better.
And I mean, it may have to come to that at some point, but like, so I'm trying to become a more productive person. I'm trying to carry around more I have a notebook that I always have with me, and I'm always trying to make sure now that it's with me. Right. When I see it, it makes me think about maybe writing something down in it. Maybe it provokes. If I have an idea, I know it's there, so I can jot it down, as opposed to just sitting and letting something just go away.
Yeah,
sure. I hate forgetting an idea. I really do.
I mean, no idea is a bad idea.
Yeah, and that's really another thing is, I just want to bet on myself this year and attempt to create something for myself outside of what the normal, what they've created in society for us to do, and without getting too crazy into it, too philosophical or whatnot. I don't know. It just seems like they've created this format for us to follow.
Yeah.
That isn't beneficial really to us in the long term.
No. Nothing about the way the system designed your life is meant to benefit you.
Not at all. And if you do think that it is, then that's your first mistake. And unfortunately, with that being your first mistake, also tends to be a fatal one as well. Because if you do not find a way to, if you don't wake up, if you don't become woke, if you will, to the fact that in order to achieve those, like, I think everybody wants nice things, right?
Why can't I have nice things?
And nice things, I think, is relative. Like, nice things meaning a house, a car, health, family, time off, right? Like
tangibles and intangibles.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of people have misconceptions of, oh, you want this and that. You're just materialistic. No, but
I am kind of materialistic.
Those are the icing on the cake. Like, because when I know that when I get to the point where I can start copying shit like that, like the things I like in the upper echelon of life, I know that because I'm able to look at those, I've achieved what my first goal is, which is being happy in whatever it is I'm doing.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's an ingredient of life that a lot of people don't really focus on.
So that's what I'm saying. You have to become woke to that woke. I hate the term is hilarious, but to become woke to that in order to
smell the coffee.
Right, to learn that because I was going to say everybody wants something, right? Like everybody has a goal. And I think the common misconception is that if you work hard for a company that you're going to achieve that. And it's like the carrot being dangled in front of you for 60 years. And at the end of it, you don't really have much time left to go after your goals because you've wasted all your energy on others.
Yeah, I agree. And then, like, again, I always say right now in our generation, there's no way even the 9-to-5 format, there's no way it works out for us because we can't retire at 65. We're going to die working probably, you know? So it's like, even with, like, they don't pay like anything worthwhile to put in a retirement fund and shit like that for the most part, right? Like, you got to specialize. So honestly, it's like you might as well go and try to do something and get the money on your own, you know?
Yeah, and I understand that everybody's not built for that, right?
Yeah.
I get it. And I don't know, maybe sometimes you don't even understand if you are or you aren't until you actually attempt it, right? I think
there's some people I'm sure that structure works best for, like, you know, people who are just by circumstance, that's like what they need to do. They need that schedule. They need, you know, that security or whatever. But yeah, I mean, if you are planning on doing something or there's something you'd like to do, you should just go and try to do it, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to be like, oh, well, I'll just do it in my next life.
No, I think that's my, honestly, I have one of my largest beefs with religion, really,
yeah, is
that when you're young, from a young age, they preach, and I'm not saying that if there isn't, there isn't, right? I'm not here to give you my views. I'm just saying that, maybe I am actually.
I am here to give you my views.
I am going to give you...
It's almost called Osama's view.
Ask me if okay. Please, listen, I may have told you this before, but
Yeah.
tell me if you agree. So from a young age, you obviously you're being parented from what your parents' beliefs are and what they think that they should instill in you, which is fine.
Right.
It's kind of unfair because everybody's different.
Yeah.
But I think whatever. But you're constantly told that there is an afterlife, right? Okay, if you do well here, if you do good, you do blah blah blah. There's an afterlife. I think from that teaching early on, I think in your subconscious, you're always thinking, if I don't do this now, I can always do it next time.
Right.
Right. And maybe that's not the right way to word it, but that's the feeling that I think a lot of people have.
Yeah.
So now you're thinking, oh, I didn't do it, but there's never ever, nobody knows if there's another chance. And to break it, sorry to be harsh, it's probably not. Right? Like unfortunately.
Yeah.
So
like,
why not treat the world like you should, like it's yours in a sense, and go after what you enjoy. If you enjoy being an employee and enjoy having a number like a prisoner does,
and getting an allowance, more or less,
getting an allowance for being there for 8 hours a day for fucking 2 weeks. No, I mean, listen, we've both worked jobs, right? We both worked terrible jobs.
Yeah.
I know enough to know that none of that has worked well for me.
Yeah.
Right? You may find a position that's comfortable, but I fucking
just like anything
can't
else.
Stress
don't
how
get too comfortable ever.
Dude, bro, you can't get too comfortable.
Yeah, that hinders your ability to progress.
Progress.
Yeah,
I can't talk. But no, I think that's really what it is, right? Like, so do you agree with that idea that, like, because of the fact that we're preached that at a young age, that it does a hindrance to us later on because we don't really assess, we don't think about it in realistic terms of this may be the only chance we get at this?
I don't think it's like only that, because
I don't mean I'm not saying only, but I say it's a huge contributor.
A lot of it is the previous generations who lived by that mold, and it's worked for them, and now they like kind of preach that.
But the world's changed, and they don't change.
So they're like it's like the typical go to school.
Teachings don't seem to alter to evolve with the times.
No.
The fact that we were still being preached to go to a university, even if we didn't have the money or the plan for anything, still to this day is weird. Like,
just like having a degree to have it.
How have parents not adjusted?
Right.
You get out of school and you ain't making enough to fucking pay off your student loans.
Right.
So now you're trapped in this cycle of I have to make money to pay this off, but I can't even afford to live till I'm fucking dead.
So you finish school, and at least for the next 10 years of your life, you're still living fucking poor pretty much until hopefully you're getting a promotion by then.
That's being very generous.
Yeah.
Very generous.
That's for people who actually find a career somewhere, because the amount of people who leave jobs regularly is crazy too,
Dude, you should never, I'm sorry, but being loyal to one company having the assumption that they're loyal to you is really where I think a lot of people fuck up.
Yeah.
Like the ability to like say, you know what, I don't need, dude, you can always find another job, but to go out, you only have so much time in your youth to have, and the energy to go out and fucking go after it.
Yeah. Agreed.
So why not?
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little bit of Osama's views in this bitch.
Yeah. But no, for New Year's,
hopefully that can be like, hopefully that adds to somebody's like thinking, because I just, as I get older, I've realized that. I think as you get older, you do too as well.
Well, there was like a very big time in U.S. history where like people were going through entrepreneurship. It was crazy, right? The Industrial Revolution.
Correct, right?
So people were all fucking like motivated to go and start businesses and go and make money like that. And then after that generation ended, I guess like maybe it was like passed down.
Well, no, think about it. We had the depression that occurred, right? We've had wars that have halted production and manufacturing to start then manufacturing war related items.
Well, what happened?
So what I'm saying is that at a certain point, I think it stopped being about being a businessman, because I think all of the business opportunities had plateaued.
I know, but let me tell you what happened. What happened was the people who owned businesses, they passed those businesses down to their next of kin, right? And then the people who were working for those businesses had kids and they like followed in their footsteps working in those places. So now you got a hierarchy of people who are running things and the people who are working for the people running things. And it's just passed down from generation to generation. It becomes normal, you know?
Well, that's been the thing. That's how like the Rockefellers have all their money, and how like, like the Walgreens or the Walmarts or whatever, both of those companies probably
are those somebody's last name?
I think Walmart is the Waltons.
The Waltons?
The Walls?
I don't know. And then so Walgreens, I think Walgreens is somebody's last name.
Yeah, but I think the Wall something is, maybe it's not Walmart, but that'd be hilarious if the last name was Walmart.
Well, you know that motherfucker's rich.
Super rich, dude.
Yo, like I understand that Amazon, the guy who owns Amazon or whatever, yeah. But like I would think that the person who owns Walmart is pretty close.
Yo, Jeff Bezos is not a name that matches well.
No.
Jeff sounds like his last name should be like Green.
Yo, he fucked up too. I mean, you're married and you are the richest person in the world.
So much money, yo.
Yeah. Yeah.
So much money.
And he still has what, like 35 billion?
He is not hurting for anything.
No, man. That's crazy.
You wrote here that one girl was hurting for a squirting?
Yeah, she was a hoe.
For sure.
So stop with the Inquisition. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So
that's how you talk?
My only real goal that I have, well, I have two goals in mind for 2020. Number one, I'm trying to start this, starting pretty much tomorrow. I'm going to go on a quit smoking adventure.
Finally.
I'm 30 now, and I looked at it like I should probably stop with these. It's been long enough,
Yeah.
And while I'm still young enough to get back into shape, because I'm not in shape right now,
no,
I might as well have some lungs while doing it,
Uh-huh.
So,
yep.
So wish me luck, people.
Luck. Luck, motherfucker.
And then I think I talked about
Brew dies, motherfucker.
I think I talked about this recently, but
episode 100.
No, well, yeah, that too, of course. But
which is somewhere.
The goal is like just to continue to go anyway. But just looking for a place with me and my sister. Our sister.
I thought you were gonna say looking for love.
No.
When I'm alone in my room, I stare and look at the wall, and in the back of my mind, I hear my conscience call.
The fuck was he on? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you staring at the wall, bro?
What do you say? Telling me I need a girl that's as sweet as a dove.
You had to have something other to do than stare at the wall. That's all I'm saying.
I need love. That's some hilarious shit. LL Cool J rapped that.
Yeah.
The visual literally is hilarious. If you just if you close your eyes, you'll just be like in your room on your little twin bed as a 16-year-old, like
you're staring at the ceiling.
You still got the fucking glowing. You still got the glow in the dark stars from the last person that lived there, but you didn't feel like taking them off because the fucking ceiling's too high.
Yeah, fuck that.
When I'm alone in my room, I stare and look at the wall.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You don't got a TV? Hello, man. You don't got a TV?
That's what I'm saying.
Anyway.
Need something.
Adam was looking for love. Love.
It's not at all. It's not at all what I was doing.
It would be fine if you were my B-U-D-D-Y.
It's a great song, but
don't be shy. It's
not really like what I'm preaching.
I could be yours. You could be mine. Baby.
Oh yeah, we were talking about like people making resolutions to diet, right? So just to peel off that a little bit, we were talking about how
is that a media term?
I have no idea.
Not if just to peel off of that.
That's going to be the new media
it's
term.
Not a fucking onion.
Peel off of that. Yes. We were talking about struggle meals. Struggle meals when you're 20-something that's single and living outside of your parents' house.
Yeah, because me and Adam lived together during our early 20s. He
Yeah.
saw me evolve to my mid, and I saw him in his early.
Yeah.
And we both lived together and had very minimal cooking skills, to say the least.
Yeah, and neither one of us. Was,
Also, I have
booed
minimal
up,
cooking skills
you
now.
Yeah.
Though that's going to change if Sam, the cooking guy, can have anything to say about it.
Shout out to Sam, you know.
Sam, the cooking guy.
Opposite shout out to Glenn.
Yes, opposite shout out to Glenn. Shout out to Dave.
Because unlike when Sam was talking about how we're going to stop trying to say that, I'm not trying to stop saying that.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like.
I heard from him, actually.
Who?
Glenn.
Glenn.
Not for very long. He was just talking about New
yo.
Year's and yeah. Yo, for real. Hey, this will never not be true. He sent me a message on Snapchat and said, yo. I was like, yo, what up? And then
Nothing.
2 days later, he was like, what you doing for New Year's? And then it was
dude,
literally
you
like
started
a
the
6-day
conversation
with 2 questions.
Why would you start the conversation last week to finish it today?
I'm like, how do you even remember what you said last?
How did you like? He didn't. He probably was like, "Oh, I forgot the text."
I swear, ridiculous.
But like, I remember we used to cook dinner, and like Adam, we would have like jobs. Like I'd like make the mac and cheese, and Adam would do like the hot dogs. Or for breakfast, Adam would make the eggs, and I would like do the toast.
Hey, but when you combine eggs and toast,
With our powers combined, we made a very terrible, mediocre meal.
it wasn't terrible. It was just mediocre,
Dude, like,
you know.
as you do Pop-Tarts.
But I will say that my fucking scrambled eggs are.
You have pretty good scrambled eggs, but I'm about to fucking kill them in a minute. Sam, the cooking guy, what up, what up? Maybe I should go and see you cook in San Diego.
Maybe he'll come and do the show. You know,
Maybe not.
probably
I
not.
doubt
but
it
maybe.
because we are in Chicago and he's in San Diego and it's better over there. Bang.
I suppose that's true. But maybe he hates it secretly. You know.
I don't think so. He moved there from Canada.
But does that mean?
Yes, he says it's beautiful there every day.
I know, and I've always wanted to go to San Diego.
I would
I would
think
live there.
there's probably so many more interesting places than Illinois.
Yeah, Illinois sucks.
It's such a terrible place.
Chicago gets a lot of reverence as it should for the outer beauty of it.
Yeah,
but
Chicago-
the inner politics of it is fucking ass.
Dude, asshole. Like they've increased the taxes on like I think the tax on the stickers went up like 50%.
Yeah, dude, we went from $101 to 151 or some shit.
But
I was like,
so they didn't charge me that this last time. Maybe because I didn't buy it in Chicago?
wait, you went and got a sticker?
Did I buy it in Chicago? I did buy it in Chicago. No, a plate sticker. I bought it on the 1st.
Damn, you would. Why didn't you go on the 31st?
They didn't charge me the fucking. I was charged 111 with 111 with tax. They charge you like $3 to fucking charge something. But like, are you sure?
Yeah.
It's what? It's 2020. But if I can't just fucking charge something,
Yo, and they use like the most outdated fucking like card scanners of all time. So I'm like, dude, you obviously haven't put any money into this business.
no. The best part about it is that they'll fucking literally there'll be like a card thing in front of everyone, and I'll go to put it in one. They're like, no, that not that one over there.
It's like, why are you standing in front of it then?
Why wouldn't you just be at that register? Like, why would I have to go 3 over to charge? Like, that's dumb shit, bitch. Like, what are you doing?
Like, why are you only keeping that one on?
Currency exchanges are interesting places. It's just like, I'll give you this money for this money. Like,
Pretty much.
like, are you?
The fact that was a business, right? Like, who was like, man, you know, we need a store where we could just swap this shit out.
It's like laundering money.
Yeah,
Like, I'm gonna just send this money over there. Like, what?
pretty much, right?
Can you put this in this envelope and just send it?
I think like everything, it started off as a mob business.
Maybe.
It has to be like, give me that money and I'll give you this money. Like,
I'll give you this money if you give me that money.
like we're doing trades and we're gonna charge you to trade, even though we want you to come here and
Yeah,
trade.
you ever had the cash checks at the currency exchange?
Yeah,
Dude, it's the worst. Like for the longest time, I didn't have a bank account as a youngin, a younger,
as a younger.
and I'd have to go to the currency exchange every time I got my check, and they would charge you depending. I would sometimes be mad that my check is like it would be like okay from 100 from 0 to like 150 we charge this, and from this to this we charge this, and
Yeah.
so like my check would be like because I was mad young and mad broke. Not that I'm not broke now, but like it would be like okay $399 up to $399 would charge this, but at $400 we charge this. My check would be like $401. I'd be like, dude, I wish I wouldn't have worked that extra half hour that day. Now they get $6 for giving me $400. That's bullshit. You didn't work.
Yeah.
I guess they have to find a way to operate and be able to cash my check. But
yeah.
Why wouldn't banks just cash my check? Oh, that was the problem. You would do it and it'd be like, we don't believe you. We got to wait 3 days. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, if you went to the currency exchange, they gave you the money right away.
That was the goal.
But getting direct deposit was the best thing that's ever happened.
Direct deposit is like, I was like, I'm rich, bitch.
Hey, money just randomly.
The first time it happened, you're like, oh, great.
Like, there's money there.
Dude, out of nowhere, that was the greatest shit. Like, you're just chilling, waiting, and like, dude, you'd be looking at midnight sometimes, like, yes, money.
Yo, when Dominic's closed, right? They like gave us first they paid us out for our vacation, then they paid us out like some other weird stipend for them closing, and then out of nowhere, there was only supposed to be 2. And I remember this one day I checked my account and it was like another like $2,500 was in there. And I was like, yo, like this is the best thing that happened with Dominic's in my life.
Dude, to look at my account and see an extra $2,500 is
always nice.
Never been something I've ever seen.
That was the only great thing about them closing. Or about them being open.
That was the best thing they ever did in their lives.
Yeah, pretty much.
Biggest mistake of your lives.
We want to talk about you don't get creative with your kicks anymore, and I think that people want to see you do that. So like
creative, what the fuck are you talking about?
You had 11s on last week,
so
and the week before that.
Yeah, but they were different.
Isn't that creative,
dude? I think the common misconception is that I have many kicks.
I think you have more than 3.
That's true, but all right, one day we're gonna, you know what, we've had a request, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna film a tour of our sneaker collections, right?
Yeah.
So Water on Mars, who is a faithful listener, requested that, so I think we're gonna do that, but I have an idea for a twist that I'll talk to you about off camera, but we'll do that. Fuck it. We'll give them a little idea of what we have. Cause
yeah, we can go sneaker shopping with Complex.
Dude, that would be so dope. I'd buy no sneakers because everywhere they go, it's so expensive.
I'd be like, can you just borrow me some money before we shoot this? Because I don't have any.
What if they bought shoes for them just because they came? I mean, I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
So the people that walk out with like 10 pairs of sneakers, they were super greedy. Like, Complex is paying? Shit. Watch this. This. Dude, I'd be like, y'all got laces? I can't afford this.
They should pay for it, I feel like. You know,
they do get probably a lot of money off those videos.
Dude, for real. Yeah, Complex is they're smart, you know.
I guess. They let Joe go and he's become infinitely bigger. Yeah,
that's true.
So that was their bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, academics didn't save anything. You know.
He ain't saved shit.
He ain't saved shit. Well, I'll show you what I got today then, you know, since you ain't got anything different. These are just some foam posits. I forgot what the specific colorway is, but it's basically like a denim type of thing.
Denim.
I really enjoy these shoes.
Awesome. You're very creative.
I'm just saying, you know, you gotta give a little bit more of some idea of what the fuck you're doing, you know?
Listen, as you can see, my style has become super minimal.
I keep it most minimalist.
Dude, I don't give a fuck. Like, whatever, man, at this point.
It's my door here.
Yo, y'all want me to dress nicer?
It's not hard to remember. Just
send
think my
clothes
door is
or some shit. Say what?
So it's not hard to remember. Just think my door is for.
My door is for?
Tenacious D in a pic of Destiny's.
What did that mean, though? My door is for?
He brought him to the house after he got beat up.
And his door had a number 4
and he was like, this is my door here. It's number 4. It's not hard to remember. Just think my door is for.
Yeah. That's fucking retarded.
It's hilarious, though. So
get out, get on the train, get high before we go to work.
It's like, no, this is Mary Jane.
Hi her. Say hi. Say hi her. Shake her hand even. Shake her hand.
Oh yeah, so you have the place to yourself right now, huh?
I do, actually. I've been living the single man's life for a few days now. I did not break up with my girl. She left. She left on vacation.
She'll be back.
I didn't break up with her. She broke up with me.
I didn't break up with my girl. She just left.
Yo, that "it's not you, it's me" line is probably the most hilarious line of all time. This is like the most victim blaming, but not shaming. Like, it's not you, it's me, kind of you.
I think it's hilarious when you say like it's not me, it's you. You know?
It's not me, it's you.
You are a terrible person.
Don't worry, it's not me, it's you. Okay. No, but yeah, I'm living the single. Oh no, that's not the line. We are living single.
I just did that.
90s kind of world. I'm glad I got my girls. Keep your head up. What? Keep your head up.
What?
That's right. Oh, girls, that's my life. Ever right, true blue. Start like glue. We are.
I think they know the song.
I don't think they know it,
I mean, they might.
and they don't know what the fuck I just said anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's gone.
What that like?
She's on a little retreat trip with her girls, kicking it. So I've been here alone, dude, and I'm not gonna lie, it's not the worst thing.
Yeah.
I not that I don't love and miss my girl, but I do have to say I forgot what it's like to live alone, and not like so I don't necessarily like she goes on vacation often, a couple times a year probably. So like, but
Probably, of course,
but
at least.
but when they come back, you quick forget, right? You're like, oh, okay, whatever. This is how this is.
Right.
But like when they go again, and you're like, for a couple days, like you wake up and like you've had the whole bed to yourself. You're like, this is not half bad. Like I enjoy this bed.
And you wonder why I'm not looking for love.
Adam sits alone in his room and looks at the wall, and in the back of his mind.
That's not true because this is
conscious
2020 and I have a TV and a video game system and a phone and a dog. There's plenty of things to look at other than the wall. That's all I'm saying.
And they're all love related.
What?
But anyway,
Only my dog.
so but no, like so I've been kicking it, man, and it's just like it'd be super quiet. Like I am cool with like just sitting alone by myself in the house like I can definitely do alone time. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
So like I've literally like just been sitting here, but I will say like there are certain times where it's cool to have companionship because you laugh at something, you want to be like, oh, there's nobody there.
I'm okay with just laughing to myself.
Like actually, yes,
I laugh to myself sometimes.
I laugh, dude. I laugh at all my jokes when somebody's here. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But like for instance, I was sitting down on the couch out of frame yesterday watching TV, and when I had my dog, like he would literally lay between my legs. So like, there was a weird point yesterday where I went like that, and he wasn't like I usually would go pet him.
Yeah,
it was just a weird moment. Like I'm just oh shit. Like it's so like companionship does become something you become accustomed to.
Yeah, for sure. I would certainly agree, but still, can't deny the fact that it's just nice.
Yeah, dude. I mean, the dishes.
Just a couple days.
I cook for myself. I clean for myself.
Yo,
that's it.
That's what I
leave the house by myself.
That's the best thing about living alone. Is like you put something somewhere, you go back, it's in that same place. You leave the house, you clean the house because sometimes you do that. You go back and it's like still clean because nobody else was in there.
Nobody else was
I
fucking
put some
shit
fucking
up.
leftovers in the fridge. I came back to eat them.
They were left
there
over for you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Your leftovers are actually your leftovers.
It's a different lifestyle, you know.
It's cool, man. Like I don't mind. I don't mind just chilling alone half the time. But like, not that I don't miss my girl. So
that's just living with anybody
out
to
there.
me. That's not necessarily like
I don't know. I think some people aren't okay living alone. Like those serial relationship people where they're just constantly in a relationship.
I don't know, man.
Why?
How much more money do you have left in your pocket when you are at your house alone?
Right. Like
fucking throw my money in there, like woo.
Right. It comes down and you can leave it and then come back and you get it, pick it back up. And nobody
took my money.
Like, yo, this is actually pretty fucking great. I got $20 in my pocket and it's mine.
Yeah.
Mine.
Yeah.
You don't have anything to say?
If it's yours, I mean, what do you
I don't have anything else. There's more to talk about, but not in that subject.
Well, okay. Let's switch to a slightly less excited tone real fast. But rest in peace to David Stern, who passed away.
Yeah, definitely.
He, I mean, for those who aren't familiar, was the commissioner for 30 years.
30 years,
the NBA.
I believe. Yep.
And then he, as far as I understand it, he went in for like a brain hemorrhage on like December 17th or something.
Yeah, passed away a couple weeks later.
Yeah, and then I think the second I want to say it was
something along those lines. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So rest in peace to David Stern.
Yeah.
I mean, he was, as long as I've been watching basketball, he was the face, right, until like, so there was a transition between a certain specific period of time where the faces of the league then became the players, more so than it was with before. Like when it started becoming televised, you knew who David Stern was because he was the commissioner of a big basketball league or up and coming.
Yeah.
And then obviously it became a thing where the players were obviously the marquee and what they realized were their true asset. But he was big in, like, he made the league national, then international.
Yeah.
Right. He made it a global brand. There were some things where he did, like I remember in the 90s where he was trying to muffle the ability of the players, or to restrict the ability of the players to kind of like show the personality with their clothes, like i.e. the AI, i.e. the AIs.
Well, I
said the IE of the AIs. No, it's
that's when
Allen
Dennis
Iverson
Rodman started like breaking through those things and like getting into like
they find him, but I think I was going to say that it's Allen Iverson more so.
Yeah, but I think Allen Iverson is like a stem from Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, but like, for some reason they allow. But Dennis,
because Dennis started playing he was like in 88, 87?
He played real early, man. He started playing real early. His first team was the Pistons.
Yeah.
You're right, but for some reason I feel like he just didn't get as much as when AI came with the cornrows, the jewelry, the earrings, the tattoos, like the not, and the way they looked at it, like the thug mentality, even though that's not what that was in any way.
Yeah.
But that's what they assumed it to be, or they described it as, and they thought that was such a negative influence on the league. And they started requiring players during when they were getting on or off the bus, during interviews or league activities or held events, that they had to be dressed in suit and tie or in that type of way. And that kind of subsided later on. So that was one of the blemishes. But
but then they made it like isn't it like required for them to, if they're not active but they fly with the team, they have to dress in a suit?
I don't think so.
I think it's like that still.
I don't think so, but it might be. But okay, so even then, you were the suit. It was a more static rule. Like there was not much way around it. Now you can show your style. You can do what you want to do. Like it's not a matter of this is what you have to wear. It's
that's different. Like the arrival to the arena, is still it's different than like, I think when on the bench they still like change into a suit, if I'm not mistaken.
I think most people do, but I don't think you can. I think you can go in your warm ups, but maybe not. Maybe you can't. I don't know, but I just know that like the rule was changed, and then it started trending back to now everybody can show the personality, and you see what people wear. Fucking Dennis the Menace clothing on fucking Russell Westbrook. So
yeah, for sure.
So
the league has become an eccentric styled place.
Yeah, and I just want to say that I think that I think David Stern, and most people would agree who are NBA fans, that he is a huge contribution to why the league is as large as it is.
Yo, what a lifestyle to have, right? Like for 30 years, your life was pretty much you ran the NBA. And your life was just basketball in a different way, and you could do it for 30 years. Like, there's not very many other positions in sports that you could do that.
That's crazy. I see Adam Silver being the head of the league for a very long time.
Yeah.
I mean, he was associated with it very long before. He was part of David Stern's
cabinet.
I was literally just going to use the word cabinet. So he's been around, and I anticipate him being around for quite some time. The players seem to like him. He seems to be in tune with today's player, today's person, today's culture.
He's got like a very progressive mind state, I think.
Yes, yes. Got a big ass head, but he looks like the guy in the picture with
Aliens.
No, the picture with the guy and his wife, and he's got the pitchfork.
Yeah,
he looks like that guy, like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. He kind of does look like that old guy, which is kind of weird. But yeah, rest in peace to David Stern. Craziness.
Indeed.
I can't believe. I think they said like 2014 is when he retired and gave the.
It's been a long time already. 5 years, 6 years.
I couldn't
Holy
believe
shit.
it's been that long. I was like, oh wow. For some reason, I don't know. That time just kind of went by quick.
Time flies, dude.
Yeah.
But the Cubs won the championship 2016.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's already 4 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, time does fly. We discuss it a lot. You know, and you know, you just got that's why that tone, you know, that conversation earlier on in the podcast talking about, you know, really understanding time is all you have.
Yeah.
And when you spend it doing something for somebody else for so long with the assumption that it's going to benefit you later on, and it truly really doesn't.
Right.
You have to really judge whether or not you want to spend your time on earth chasing your passions, your dreams, you know, or you doing it for somebody else. And obviously spending 30 years with the league that you love is an example of, you know, finding a way into your niche and proving that you belong and doing what you do.
Sports world opened up a lot of that for people, you know.
Sports world is dope.
Yeah.
You know, if
people who can live their dreams, even if they aren't good enough to be a player, are able to be involved and like.
Dude, there's so many capacities in which you can do it. You can get on you could be a broadcaster to probably marketing for the league is probably really cool and fun, and
even just being like an analyst of a third party, like through ESPN or something, you know.
I mean, I know I don't. I probably speak for both of us. Me and Adam would both love to be, you know, some sort of commentator or analyst, or, you know, and maybe later down the line, me and him create something that we'd like to, you know, just 100% directly correlated to only sports, and more than likely be only NBA.
I was laughing so hard yesterday, right? Pop's watching soccer, like the French league or some shit.
Center the wing.
And he's
wing
watching,
the center.
No. I was watching highlights in Arabic, right? So it's literally like, I was like, yo, why are they so fucking animated, these sports announcers? And he was like, oh, you wouldn't understand. I was like, yeah, because we score more than 50 minutes like apart fucking in basketball. He's like, because there's no defense. I was like, what? That's how the game is designed.
The defense and soccer is like literally.
They're like, like I was like, yo, they're fucking mad excited about this goal.
Listen, I know that there's more to it, but like defense in soccer is literally your own cardio.
Yeah, I was like
oh shit, I didn't run enough.
I said the difference in basketball is you use your hands. Like if you can only use your feet, probably you're gonna break a kneecap at some point.
Trying to fucking score in a basketball hoop with just your feet would be hilarious, dude.
That would never happen. I would understand why 50 minutes was taken.
Like, all right, fuck this shit. We're done with this.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think being a sports commentator or analyst would be kind of dope.
That would be
the
shit.
Well, yeah, I think the lesson learned over in this pod today in number 73 is that like go after what you want, man. This year is like it's 2020. I know it sounds stupid. 2020 vision. You know, let's see clear. Let's try to get this shit going. You know,
we should watch games and announce over them, and then.
That'd be pretty funny, but I don't know if we can do that. Do you think that maybe we can do that on YouTube?
See a reason why not.
All right, YouTube, stay tuned for Adam and Osama's
sports commentary
after the fact.
Hey, we might as well
could call it after the fact because we have to do it after the fact.
Yeah, and we could do it on the Bulls because the Bulls
suck. Literally, I would literally the video would be me just throwing the TV out like fuck these guys. Dude, they have
come back to you and all of a sudden you got like fucking Office on.
They have the right with a new TV.
Right.
They have the audacity to say that the Bulls are like possible, like coming for the 8th seed. It said no, if I remember correctly, it said watch out, Bulls and Zach LaVine and Bulls coming for 8th seed, possible 8th seed playoff spot. No, when? 2 years from now? There's no fucking way. Quit telling me that they're going to be good. They deserve to never be good if they have the Garpax still.
There's still like 40 games left, and they still don't have a chance of getting.
There's no chance. I don't want to hear anything about the Bulls possibly winning anything, dude. They're not going to win shit.
There are like, I know maybe like 4 or 5 of the people who are on the team, and they're like, they should be capable, right? On paper, they're like, oh, these are pretty functional players. Got Chris Dunn, Levine, Markkanen, and there was some other guy. I forgot how to pronounce his name. I think
it's the leadership, but it's the coaching, it's the culture, It's what they've created inside of the Bulls locker room. There's no leader. Who's the veteran on the team?
The assistant coach.
Who's the veteran?
I don't know.
Levine?
I don't think so.
I think Levine is the vet.
That's pretty fucked up.
And if Zach Levine is your vet, there's your fucking problem. Dude is not a veteran mentality player. You need an actual older player to come and lead by example on how
we need another
you conduct
Nazi
yourself,
Muhammad.
man. Oh, Nazi was a fucking monster. I fuck with dude so hard.
Yeah.
I remember that
he
day
led by example.
when he pushed the shit out of LeBron. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
That was funny. But you know, man, like that's another thing. You got to create a culture in the league that, you know, or you're in your locker room that is conducive to a team that gets along with each other and wants to win with each other.
The head coach
understands
right now,
each other's tendencies.
The head coach right now is still the assistant coach, Boylan, right? He was like the assistant coach for what's his face?
Dude, they've never I think this is one of most of the coaches that they've gotten as of recent, and that sucks, but there's like 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them have NBA coaching experience. So what the fuck? Why is Reinsdorf not like questioning their ability to pick a fucking
Reinsdorf
coach?
does not appreciate the fact that he owns the Bulls. He only takes pride in socks. So he gives not a single fuck. And I'm like, yo, you realize that the Bulls are what's funding you because the
Not
Sox
anymore, man. We're like
Your
our
attendance is bad
tickets
right now?
are. Dude, we can get tickets for mad cheap. If we want to go to a nosebleed, we can pay like $15.
I don't want to go to no damn nosebleed.
Yeah, fuck out of that. After we sat in the 100 level, I'm never going back, dog.
Yeah.
I'm not going back to jail, dog.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Like, dude,
Those
even
were nice tickets to get.
although I will say 200 level, right at the bottom, right, like right at the balcony,
Yeah.
in the middle, it's pretty dope too because it's a really nice wide spec. Like
I think I requested season tickets.
I
So
think I
I'm on
did
the
too,
waiting
like
list for,
500 years ago.
Yeah, for real.
At some, I guarantee that you're about to be able to get them because motherfuckers are saying,
You'd be like, fuck this team.
fuck this shit.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. In terms of music, man, I was gonna say I don't think anything's come out. Dude, last year there was a thing I saw full of like 15 artists, and it said for the first time since like 1998 or 6 or something like that, we did not receive a project from any of these artists, and it went back with Jay-Z and like even the newer artists like Cole and Drake's and all of those caliber artists. And when you look back, last year we really didn't have a lot of anything drop. And even Friday, I looked, nothing came out, nothing dropped.
Realistically, it's been a year that's been dominated by Griselda,
Dipset to some extent.
Dipset, Styles,
Yep.
Currency.
Yeah, but Currency drops like just regularly. Like
He does.
he's consistently dropping music,
Yeah.
which I appreciate because I always enjoy his music, and I get his idea that I drop it, but this lets me tour forever. I could tour my music all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It makes me really want to just sit around and start fucking around with music because I'm like, honestly,
Dude, I've been thinking about that a lot, but we'd have to, in order to do that, we have to get some of the musical things that are required.
Oh, I agree. But honestly, like today, you can have one fucking smash hit that you throw on iTunes
YouTube,
randomly,
dude, and
all
you
of a
get
sudden,
a million views on YouTube.
Yeah, and you can go.
I mean,
you can make
we do know that that's a lot harder said than done.
Well, absolutely, but you never know when one's gonna land. You know what I mean? And that's like people make like $10 million off one song because it's just that big.
And go kick it.
Yeah.
Go lamp somewhere.
Yeah, I'm good with being a one-hit wonder if it means 10 million.
I'll take it.
Yeah, and today's day, I think it's like easier for that to happen because there's a lot of stupid music out there, in my opinion. But
dude,
it's
and
not
then we
everybody's
have a place or a system set up where there's so many outlets to hear music. You can do YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, all these little outlets and things that you can hear music on. Yeah. So you don't necessarily have to pop on all, but just one, and you have some lucrative opportunities just off that alone.
Yeah.
People start paying attention once you get to these really high view numbers.
Right.
So
yeah, once you become popular enough and people can use marketing you to make money, that's it.
There's different ways to become. Yeah, I mean, there's famous, obviously, like fucking famous, and then there's becoming successful in something you do that if you can go tour and make good money off touring and perform and create albums, and I think people need to remember that you don't necessarily need to be the Rihannas or the Jennifer Lopez's or the highest paid and highest regarded artists to be successful in your field.
Right. No, I mean, there's room for everybody, honestly, especially like in the streaming world. Like, things are quite a bit different at this point. And if you can make like a really cool music video to accompany it and throw that on YouTube instead, probably in better shape.
Hell yeah. Most definitely. I think that it's just a matter of really keeping things in perspective and defining what success is for you. Is success being able to barely live and be able to perform, or do you want to be able to thrive and become the Drakes of the world? Or where's your goal and where's your end game at?
Yeah.
And I think you go from there. Not that you can control it, because it is what it is. It takes on a mind of its own.
Which is kind of like Summer Walker's situation, right? Like, she blew up, and I guess she just wasn't necessarily ready to blow up.
Yeah, her development didn't coincide with where her star went right before she. But like, she didn't, like you said, she wasn't in control of it. But now she has to.
Now she's in it, and she has to adapt. Yeah.
Otherwise, like, because she said doesn't want to perform, that's fine, but Summer, you have to perform, because you have to understand there's a lot of people out there who are looking for that opportunity that you've received.
The thing, too, is if you don't want to perform...
If you poo-poo on it, like, which is hilarious.
If you don't want to perform and you sell tickets...
Don't poo-poo on it.
You're going out there selling tickets and, advertising this concert, and now you're like, you don't want to do it. That's why you put, like, a lackluster performance in place. Like,
yeah, I mean, I think
so. If you don't want to perform, that's fine. Just
she's playing herself.
Set yourself up to perform.
I think she's kind of played herself if she's believed that there's like being a superstar, being a very highly regarded artist is nothing new. So you can look at the example of those that came before you and realize that based on what you are doing and how highly regarded you are, you're going to have to jump into the same arenas that these people did, so you're going to have to do the performances with a lot of people watching. You're going to have to do the interviews that you don't want to do every
Joe
day,
Budden
but
once said, learn from the ex that came before you and retain a lawyer.
Exactly. Really, that's all it is. And I think that the fact that she's acting like she didn't expect this to be the case. Right. So, like, what did you think was going to happen, Summer? Were you just singing to just sing and then, that was it? Or did you have some thought that maybe you'd be discovered because you knew you were great? And now before it happened, like, now it's happening and you want to act like, oh, shit, this isn't what I wanted. Like, you have to remember that what you're like, the entertainment business is the entertainment business. It takes on whatever life it creates.
I think it's also pretty easy to stay out of the spotlight if that's what you choose to do nowadays. And if you're making yourself visible, like, that's pretty much, it's more of a choice. People, like, if you can fall off of every fucking social media hub and then not be,
but that's not her beef though. Her beef is performing.
No, I understand
even
that.
Artists
but she's like,
even artists that go away for a bit, even when they come back, they perform and they understand that's their job.
She's got like superstar fucking shock. Like, she didn't obviously expect to blow up, and she's kind of like doesn't know what to do and doesn't have maybe the right people advising her.
Who's dude that was on Joe Budden's podcast? Justice.
Yeah,
that's her manager.
I guess I don't really know who he is.
He seems to have her best interest in mind.
It seemed like a media cleanup to me in a way.
Maybe somewhat. I mean, I think she realized she's going to have to, and I'm pretty sure that they do as well.
Yeah.
Because you can't just talk about, you can't say that, man, I want to perform, or like, I want to be an artist, but you can't pick what kind of artist you're
along with it.
That's it, right? Like, we're in a day and age where everything you do is accessible.
Yeah.
They expect you to be on social media. They expect you to do 3 fucking interviews a day when your album's coming out for a rollout. They expect a great show.
Yeah.
And I haven't watched the show, but apparently
people are paying good money to go and see her too. Like,
yeah,
it's not a small act. So, and I'm sure the tickets are fairly limited. It doesn't seem like she does like humongous venues. And I mean, I guess that's relative because if you're doing like 5,000 person show, 5,000 people is a lot of people. But I'm sure it's like, the tickets are not cheap. to go and see her. So you're a performer. It's what you chose to do. It's what you, even if like it kind of happened, out of the blue, you should be able to at least like gradually get yourself comfortable performing your own music.
Make a conscious effort to suck it up,
because there are people who have become
right?
famous and
like try.
Yeah, there are people who become famous for being like an artist or whatever, and you barely ever saw them in public. They just had good music, you listen to it, whatever. But if you
the times have changed, though. I don't think you can really do that so often.
Yeah, though. And I mean, like that's how you make your money as an artist too.
Those who have anxiety and it's obvious.
Yeah.
Like what's old girl's name? Sia.
Yeah.
You never saw her face. You never see her.
Yeah. Wouldn't want to see her.
You never see her.
Yeah.
So, but she found a loophole. She covered her face in public.
Yeah.
What is it? Daft Punk.
Yeah,
those guys, they don't cover. They cover their face.
I think it's a dude and a chick.
MF
right?
Doom is the biggest scam artist of them all. This motherfucker don't even perform. Dude, honestly, fuck that. I don't respect nothing about dude's fucking artistry.
Yeah,
dude, you can't. You're not gonna put a fucking helmet on and walk and like send people to come perform and expect me to give a fuck about you, dude. Fuck all that. So, but. I mean, he's found the loophole. He just puts a mask on somebody and sends them out. Like, he'd be at the crib chilling.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. But whatever. He's found another loophole.
Pay you half to go and perform this for me.
It's bullshit. But again, they found ways around it in order to still perform in the best way possible, excluding MF Doom. Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. I think she's gonna have to suck it up to some extent, and if she wants to continue being the artist that she's being revered as.
Yeah, I agree. And not to sound like an asshole or anything, but you performed in public before you started doing this profession. Like, what's the difference? Honestly, you're more vulnerable.
Yeah, but people are gonna be like, "Oh, that's completely different."
It's like, not because I feel like you're
that either.
I feel like you're more vulnerable in that field than this one.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't know.
But all I know is like, if she wants to continue, she's gonna have to suck it up.
Yeah, I think so. And it'll be for her best interest.
100%.
So,
I don't know. I mean, is there any music you hope comes out soon? Anybody you're looking for to drop?
Still waiting on that Redman album.
Okay.
One day that thing will come out. Think there's a new Royce project coming out this month, I believe.
Okay. That's right. He was saying hopefully end of January.
Yeah. And I don't know, not really, man.
I think Griselda said they might be coming out soon.
These guys are always coming out too.
Yeah, Griselda drops hard all the time. Like they drop a lot of music and drop hard. Fuck you, man.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't think there's very many other people. Like if Jay released an album, that'd be nice.
Yeah, but
I doubt he's 50 now, so
yeah, you won't see Jay. I think Nas is kind of not going to release.
Nas is talking about he's going to release an album soon.
Oh, I don't know, man. He just released. Well, I mean, the last one wasn't too bad, so I don't know. We'll see. But I think that music-wise, we'll see a lot coming out soon because nothing dropped last year.
It's probably true.
So this year, hopefully, you'll get. Last year, we didn't speak a lot about music. I think on the majority of the podcast because there wasn't anything really.
I think you need to have a drop on summer 2020. Like you have to put something out for 2020 or before it.
Definitely. So I think this year is going to be some good music. So probably some good topics being discussed.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for those.
Yeah. I would certainly believe so. And I don't think there's anybody else, honestly, that I'm really worried about.
Me neither, man.
I think Rihanna's supposed to put out an album, but they said this last year too, so that's probably a lie.
Yeah, I wouldn't put out one. If I was her, I'd just be in Barbados, man. She got mad money and she's kicking it.
Yeah. People love that Fenty shit,
Yeah. Oh, I do want to say thoughts and prayers out to Australia.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because those fires it's fucked up, man. They said they've burnt 19 million acres or something like that.
Damn.
And
was it over there?
Yeah, crazy. So, just thoughts and prayers to those out there, man. All of the fucking images of the animals, dude, I'm like, it's heartbreaking. I hate it so much, Yeah. It's unfortunate and you would hope that people of Earth, the humans, this terrible race of ours, will get their shit together, but I just really highly doubt it because we are just not able to see past our own selfish ways. That's why what's happening now is happening, and obviously is only going to continue to get worse. So I thoughts and prayers to people in Australia.
Prayers up to them for sure, man.
Thoughts to all the wildlife we're losing out there, man. They said like 30% of koalas.
Damn. That's tough because koalas are really cute.
Man, dude, such a fucked up. You've seen these videos of them like walking straight up to the biker and getting water from him. Like, have you seen that video?
Yeah.
Dude, like, literally fucking just hurts my heart, dude. Because, like, they're just pouring water, and the dude is just taking it. Like,
yeah.
God damn it, man. I hate this shit. It sucks. And, just, like, not that my thoughts or prayers, not that I'm a prayer, none of that's going to help. Obviously, it isn't. I'm not. But, like, we are thinking about Australia. And hopefully those who can really contribute to this happening, those of the world that have the money and the resources to bring something to, the attention of those who can really impact this. Hopefully that happens.
Yeah.
Sure. And it just sucks, man, honestly. It just sucks seeing the world fall apart.
Yeah. So I don't know. Hopefully something beneficial will happen there and they can, get ahead of these things.
Yeah.
But of course, prayers up to them. And before we go, of course, quick happy birthday to our little sister.
Happy birthday, Sarah. We love you.
Yeah, she was. We went out for her last night.
Indeed, we were out there.
Yeah.
We were out in the streets of Chicago.
We were in the streets that I have not really. I don't ever go into the streets. I'm never outside.
You was never outside, and you aren't outside. We went to a karaoke bar, which is cool. People were getting their karaoke on.
Yeah, we didn't.
It was the shock of the night was the white boy in the turtleneck that went up and did Gucci Gang.
That guy who did Ice Ice Baby.
No, the first guy with the glasses did Ice Ice Baby, and then the guy with the
guy with the mullet.
He was like, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci.
Yeah,
he did not look like he was gonna sing Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang.
No, see a little white guy up there performing Gucci Gang. And it's
hilarious, dude, hilarious. That was the one of the night. Yeah. And then I walked in and some white boy was singing Thong Song, which was hilarious too. Definitely just fucking hilarious.
That shit is great. I don't know. It was entertaining, but regardless, happy birthday to Sarah.
Indeed, we love you.
Yep, absolutely. That's all I really got for you.
Yeah, me too, man.
Not a damn other thing to say.
Yeah, I think it's time. If one day we're gonna find a different way to end this show other than see you later.
One day we're gonna find something to talk about.
We talked about a lot today. We talked about a lot today. This was a good podcast. I just meant in terms of like a soft closing, like maybe some musical interlude, interlude.
Yeah.
What's the
some
exit?
fucking
exit?
Wind,
is it exit
times? No. Outro.
Soft outro.
You can't have an outer
lude.
Exit wound. Yeah. Well, thank you guys all very much for tuning into the Kiona and Kasson podcast. This has been episode number 73.
You know what you sound like is the dude from Parks and Rec, where he was like, this is the show about Parks and Rec. We just want to thank you for listening, and KKP will be back next week.
That's the general gist of the things that I was getting to.
Nah, we will see you when we see you, meaning next week.
Because that's just always when we see you every week.
We rock once a week. Drop on Tuesdays. That's on fleek.
And then sometimes I go and take a leak.
Down the street.
Not down the street. I'm never leaving the house to go and just take pee.
All right, we'll see y'all later, man. We love you. Thanks for watching. This has been another KKP production.
That's who produced it.
I was waiting for you to fuck it up.